You'll watch this video, you'll ignore it, you'll forget it, and then after it happens, you'll remember me. You'll be like, oh yeah, that one guy, great crew neck, outside in the rain, talking that one time. You'll pull it back up and you'll be like, oh my God, he was right. He predicted it all. How could he have known? What do I know, you might ask? Well, I learned it from the hardships, the struggles, and the bad times of my life, the awful times, the things that have been so bad have taught me a few things. But one thing that we'll really dive into here is just how life is a book, okay? Life is written like a book. Life is written like a movie. But because we're humans, because we're the ones actually dealing with it, because we are the main characters in our own books, we don't want the character progressions. We don't want the new characters and the old characters leaving and the pain and the struggles. It's fun to read. It builds drama, it builds suspense, it builds a plot. But when we're going through it, we don't want that. We want that constant happy life, that constant easy, struggleless life. But that will never happen because that's not how life's made. What taught me that, what brought me to that conclusion, was going through awful things in my life. One thing that I'll give you an example of right here, we can get into that really showed me this belief, was the boxing gym. If you've been on this channel for a long time, you probably heard me talk about boxing gym, boxing matches, how much they've helped me, how much they helped me grow as a person, as a human, as a man. I'll lay the floor for you right here. I'm 18, 19, just coming into, my adult years. I have this whole gym around me. I'm the manager at the time. I'm also fighting. I'm a constant amateur fighter. Scheduling fights every single month. I have a huge community, bunch of friends, people I'd call family almost, like older people. We got 40, we got 60. We got kids that are in the kids classes I'm training with. We got the other boxers that I'm fighting with, training with, either that have also become coaches around me. So it's like there's a whole community, and everyone I know has become isolated in this one boxing gym, okay? But long story short is, the two owners that had it, they split up basically. One guy moved to Colorado, one guy moved to Delaware. I'm in Maryland. The lease was up. They no longer wanted to renew because they were basically tired of dealing with it, because traveling back and forth and keeping note of it. They wanted to just erase that chapter and start new. And for them, that was the right move. That was the right decision. And that was key and integral in their own story, okay? Their personal story. But they were disregarding my personal story, my movie, my book. And in my movie, my book, that killed me, okay? That destroyed everything. I was like, damn. All my family, my friends, people that I've been with for years, literal years, that have helped shape my formula of years. I've gone through my entire teenage years here. I fought with people. I sparred with them. I've trained them. I've trained with them. I've trained among them. I've sweat. I've bled. I've cried with them. All these things right here, and it's over. It's like I have one more month to prepare for this to be over. And December 24th, 2023, it will all shut the doors, and we will never enter the boxing gym ever again. Whew. And I'm also graduating in a little bit too, so I'm already leaving high school behind. I'm like, damn, this is life-changing stuff right here. Like in the moment, that was the last thing I ever wanted to happen. That was so huge, because how am I going to say goodbye? How am I going to properly move on and just let go and basically find a new life? Because if my other videos, like I mentioned before, I was there 6 or 7 days a week. I had the key. I had classes every single day. I was hanging out with people every single day in the gym. I was there. You couldn't, if you wanted to find me, all you had to do is go to that gym. So I was there. I was there at least 70, 80, 90 hours a week. So I wasn't going to do with myself. That was also my job. I was getting paid off it. So like, whew, that was terrible. And if you would have told me in December that gym closing was one of the greatest things in my life, I never would have believed you, because I was so in the moment. I was so, in the page. I was on the page that was being written right now, and I hated the page. But I never understood, or I couldn't understand that moment, that page was being written, because the only way for that chapter to become good, the only way for that chapter to become successful, and maybe not even that chapter, the only way for the rest of the book to become successful, the rest of the book to, have that character arc, have that upward turn, was for the gym to close. But just my brain at the time would never be able to comprehend that, because I couldn't envision the possibilities. I couldn't envision all the great things that could come from it, because how could so much good, how could so many positives come from such a bad event, such a negative event for me? Gym closes. I met some amazing people. My life changed. And I'm where I am now, and I'm very happy, very blessed, very grateful. People in my life, the things I'm doing, the direction I'm moving with my life, everything's perfect. And as much as I love the boxing gym, as great as it was, as important it was in my development in my life, I can properly sit here today, more like stand here today, and tell you 1,000% honest, my life is better today with the fact that the boxing gym did close. Although it was great, although it was so formulative and shaping, like I mentioned, I'm just better off where I am now. And I never would have understood that. I never would have envisioned that, because we're so trapped in the moment. We're so trapped in that page. But as I mentioned in the beginning, life's a book, life is a movie. It's just one page, it's just one chapter. In reality, this I'm hoping at least this book has about 80 plus chapters, you know what I'm saying? So even if a chapter sucks, it might be just because it's setting up the next chapters to become even better. And that's how it was for me. That's why I said for you, you watch this video right now, you'll hear this and it'll kind of just go over your head, maybe. not saying it's anything too deep, but I'm saying maybe it'll kind of be lost in the videos you've seen today. But then something bad will happen in your life. You'll still forget it. Okay, you'll have your own version of the boxing room closing. Maybe a breakup, a friendship breakup, a family member distancing, or a job loss, whatever. And it'll be terrible. It'll be awful. And then the events that follow will be so much better, will be so much greater. And that's when you'll be like, damn, that guy, like I said, in the gray crew neck, in the rain, talking to himself in the camera, he was right. He knew that things had to happen to set them up later on down the road. And that if you get too lost in the page, you'll forget that it's a book, it's a journey, it's a marathon, not a sprint. The whole page is not defining the entire book. It's just a single setup, okay? It's just a block. It's just a domino, one of thousands bits of dominoes, okay? And sometimes you need that one to fall. Sometimes it's your favorite domino. Sometimes the last thing you want is that domino to fall. For me, like, come on, that's the boxing. That's my favorite domino right there. Dude, look the coolest. Like, just keep that one up. It's okay. But no, it had to fall. It had to go down. The only way I get to where I was now was for that to happen. And like I said, that's just how life is. It's so strange, but so many things that are awful, the things that you would never want to happen. It's crazy to think if the boxing gym continued, where would I be now? And I'm certain that I would not be in front of this camera. I would not be talking to you guys. And my impact on the world would also probably be diminished. Like, I probably have more of an impact on the world now with this avenue, with this chance to potentially, like I said, change your guys' mindset and give you guys hopefully a better day. That's a blessing right there. But I never would have understood that blessing if things didn't change. Looking back, we'll be like, damn, okay, that kind of makes sense. But then it's like, it's easy to just gloss over that and forget how significant that is and how meaningful it is, that for the most part, life usually turns out okay. It can be different, but it can still be okay. And I know it can be so hard because I'm like I said, it's easy to say that when you're out of it. It's like you escape the fire, you leave the fire, and it's like, oh, that wasn't that bad. But when you're in that fire, your brain's going 1,000 miles an hour. And, this is it. This is the end. This is over. It's all I'll ever be, whatever. When you're out of it, it's okay to, you kind of distance yourself because the brain uses time to just create a distance and push away from things and lose perspective. I'm not. I'm telling you, like I said, when that gym closed, when I got that text, when I got that call out of nowhere, my brain, I was done, dude. I was in the dumps. I was in the dirt. I didn't want to wake up. I didn't want to do anything. I wanted to just call it quits because that was my lifeline. That was my life. That was my essence. That's who I was. I woke up in the morning, looked in the mirror, and I saw a boxer, boxing coach, boxing manager, everything, boxing gym, all that right there. I fully just went into that role. And losing that, I was like, who am I? I crumbled to pieces. It was like Thanos snap. I just turned into dust. But in that dust, though, I became this guy right here standing in front of you. And I like this guy better than that guy. But I had to be that guy to become this guy. And, in the moment, that guy was not too happy about that change. And I feel like that right there might be confusing, might be hard. But if you really digest that right there, it's so deep. I mean, it's so meaningful. Life will have ups, you'll have downs, but it'll very rarely ever stay the same. But we don't want things to be the same. There's no growth in stagnance, okay? Growth comes in trying times and difficult times. That's how we become who we're supposed to be and become who we're supposed to be for the people around us and have the impact and have the chance to make our life mean something, even if it's on a small scale, to your family, to your friends. So yeah, just keep your head up, keep fighting because, your darkest hour right now might lead to your brightest day. You know what I'm saying? You might have to have that because no matter how dark it gets, no matter how stormy it gets, the sun will always rise again. Like right now, I hope it's as fast as possible, but like this right here, I'll be back with these videos in a few days, a week, and you'll see the bright sun again. And it's like, I'll forget that it was like this before because the brain's so tricky, dude. It fights so much and it's so weird, but that's what this whole everything is right here. The journey of figuring it out and realizing that you're in charge. This thing's not in charge. So don't let your emotions kill you. It's not the whole book being written. It's just one page. And a lot of times that page is just character progression, plot development to lead you to the good parts, to the successful parts, to the fun parts, the amazing parts. That's what you're on right now. And that's what I was on. So I'll see you guys. I hope this helps. I'm rooting for you. If you liked it, drop a like, subscribe. I got plenty of videos like this right here. Leave a comment if you want any suggestions, any videos. I love you guys.